Welcome to the Ostomy Body Positive Confidence Chronicles, where we highlight inspiring ostomy journeys through education, relatable stories, and expert insights. We also feature companies, products, and professionals improving ostomy care. Please like, share, subscribe, and or join our movement. The Facebook group link is in the description below. All right. So we'll just do like we did before. I'm going to hit go live. I'm going to do a little dance. You can dance with me if you want. And then I'll just get into the interview questions.
Yep, cool.
Okay, I'm going to hit go live now. So it's going to take a minute.
Yep.
It'll take a minute. And then while we're just going to groove here for a moment because, we got to keep the crowd entertained, Keep the crowd and you just dance to the beat in your head, whatever you're feeling, whatever the flow is, right?
Okay.
Because you do music, Okay,
Yeah.
so it says that we are live. We are now officially live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Ostomy Body Positive. And we have Nathan Coupland here, all the way from the United Kingdom for part two. Part two. So
Yay.
we didn't get to answer all our questions last time, and we still have so much more to get to know about Nathan and his ostomy journey. So I'm going to start it off by saying thank you for being here. Welcome. I'm glad you can come back and talk to us. It's so nice to see your smiling face.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
So start getting right into it. We did
hmm
our first interview. Since that interview, has there been a moment when you realized just how strong you really are? Like, did this give you some time to kind of think about that?
well, I mean, I think as long as you talk about stuff that you're probably afraid to speak about, if it's about um bags or if
Mm-hmm.
it's just about personal things, then I think any experience in life makes you stronger.
Yeah, that's so powerful. That's so true. Yeah, every experience, whether it's good, bad, or in between, makes you a stronger person. I think you embody that for sure because you show us, you've been since a child, you had an ostomy. So just to give people that context, because they might not have seen the first interview, is you've had an ostomy since you can remember,
Yeah.
from Hirschsprunger's disease, correct?
Yeah, it's a bit of a kind of mouthful to say, but Hirsch-Sprung disease.
Hirschsprung. Okay,
Yeah.
Hirschsprung. There's no in the end. I just added that myself. So so you have this disease and it gave you an ostomy and so you're living life and you've had it since a child and you went to
hmm
school with it and you encountered, growing up as a child with this ostomy. So definitely like for you it's you've just been strong. You've probably always been there. You've always been resilient, correct?
Yeah, I'll say so.
Yeah. So then when mentally or emotionally like things come up for you, how do you handle that? Whether it's with your ostomy or not. Like I think a lot of times like our ostomy still, is always in the back of our mind that we have, you know, this thing to deal with, but other things come up as well. So how do you handle, what do you do for that?
Well, I mean, I think that was what I've learned throughout my kind of life is to probably not stay quiet. I think probably just kind of realize what your problems are, kind
Mm,
of kind of how to deal with them in the correct way. Um, and then, well, I mean, the most positive thing I can say is that as long as you have supportive friends and family by your side, then I believe that for anything like that is possible.
yeah.
So anything like that can help you. And but I think also it kind of depends on the situation. You know,
Sure.
some things that you want to keep private, some things that you want to
Mhm.
share because it might make you feel better. And yeah, and I've definitely learned that, because I needed to speak out, obviously, for my personal issues. So, and that's kind of what helped me from the past, probably from secondary school, when it kind of got a bit overhand. Um, and because I mean I'm not like this in real life, obviously not, but it's like I was because I kind of overreacted about like the smallest things, and
Mm,
it because the things were happening in another kind of life, from like, say, if it was at home or if it or
sure.
whatever, but that was the truth anyway. Um, and then that was kind of like having to deal with that at like a youngish age,
Hmm.
which was quite hard. I thought I
Yeah.
could deal with it myself, but I turns out I couldn't. So,
Yeah.
so I kind of, things were happening at school, and
Sure.
then I realized when I left the school, the now, well, teacher, now the head teacher, but he's now left. He kind of got me involved with a therapist, and that's how it all got started. So
Good, good. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you realize how much is you just needing to get better control of your emotions versus how much of this do I just need to process and work through, right? And
yeah, I'll say so.
getting a therapist is always a good idea when you need that extra support.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely.
so if someone newly diagnosed or like a new ostomate was watching this interview and feeling kind of scared or terrified about it, what would you tell them to do? What would you direct them to?
Well, I mean, well, I mean, it depends on what the person wants, I
Yeah,
think, because you can't make them to do everything to what you want them to do.
sure.
So I think let them be on their journey, let them
Mm,
say and kind of like let them experience what they want to experience,
okay.
and just kind of let them be them, I'll say.
Okay.
And if they want the help, but of course, but you can obviously just kind of reach out to them and say, obviously, because the people on the Ostomy group,
Yeah.
the new people that have posted their kind of stories and everything, I've always kind of like uh commented and said,
Mm.
if you ever need a chat or just basic advice, then I'm here.
Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. Yes, yes, it is. Community is really important. And I'm going to talk about that at the end about something that I wanted to kind of bring up after our interview.
Mhm.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. That's really important. So then, because there's probably people watching who are on all different parts of their journey, right? What
Yeah.
does living fully with an ostomy mean to you personally?
Um, I think it means that a person has gone through life, they've shown their scars,
Mm.
and and um, they've shown how they can live a second life. I
Yeah.
think take that life what you can, to go out there and experience it. Kind of don't be afraid of who you are. So
Yes, yes. Going out and experiencing life and living life and not staying home and getting out and doing things. Yeah, that's all really important things. And you do, right? Because you do music. You go out and you sing music in like local areas, correct?
yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what's your favorite song that you sing?
Um, Well, I mean, I do have a kind of a few kind of every style of song. I mean, I wouldn't say I have a top favorite, but I think maybe before my first performance was from a DJ. I mean, I don't know if you know him, but a DJ called Bass Hunter from Sweden.
Mm-mm.
And okay.
Yeah, but
um,
hey, you asked me if I knew what soccer was going on, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, well, yeah, my first performance was Angel in the Night, which was a song that he did back in 2008, I think it was, or 2009. Or was it either of those two? And that was the first song I did, which was not obviously the official video version. It was the live version from 2012, because I think that matched a bit more. it added a bit more of a kind of like a beat to it, so
Okay,
it will get the crowd involved. So I mean,
sure.
I don't know if you've seen it, but I could sh show you the video after. But I mean,
Okay.
it's quite good.
Okay. Yeah. So, living life fully for you is like getting out there and playing your music or like, singing and being involved in some of these activities, right? The music scene, that's your kind of
Yeah.
escape. So that's great. That's super healthy. So what role, if any, I would hope, and I think a lot of us as Ostomates using humor has worked in healing, right? Like, so how has humor played a role in your healing process?
Um, well, I mean, I think that was a question that I kind of struggled with, I think.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to get an answer out of that. All I can say probably is that I don't really kind of, I mean, before I never really laughed about anything because in order to do with what I had, I just thought everything was serious and everything else. So I kind of, just followed on from that. Um, I just think, if you're not talking about the bag issue, I think if you're talking about the doctors and the nurses who kind of helped me along the way ever since I was, well, basically like a 1 year old or little baby.
Right.
But I think those are the people who kind of gave me the humor, I'll say.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I noticed a lot of people like to use humor, like if they have like the bag farts, right? Or like there's
Yeah.
flatulence or whatever, or um, if they have a slight leak, like trying to use humor, which it's I don't want to say it's a fake humor, but you do kind of at some point just have to laugh and say, you know, I think that's like a lot of comedians are people who have had like mental health issues because they realize that they have to find the humor in life and they have to go out and
Mm.
make other people laugh because there's yes, being serious is great, but there's a time and a place that we need humor in our life. And with our ostomy, I think there's so many humorous times that we can kind of have, right? Like you're in a quiet room and it makes a loud noise. Like, it's not funny now, but it
Yeah,
may be
yeah.
funny later? Yeah.
I think those kind of situations kind of, I mean, that happens, like, when you were saying about the little farts,
Yeah.
and everything, that can happen only like, say, maybe if I was a bit nervous in a room that I'd never been in before with different people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can be very kind of nerve-wracking when it does
Yeah.
happen, and you don't want people to hear it, but then because sometimes it's loud or I mean, if you're lucky, it can be quite tiny and
Yeah. Yeah.
and not hear it as much. But when it is loud or a bit loud,
Mhm.
people will kind of look around or whatever, and I kind of I don't know, like some people, I don't know if you had it before, but like some people would just kind of fake a cough, you
Oh,
know?
yeah. 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 I'm
Yeah.
sure I've done
So
that several times. For sure.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's the thing. It's like at what point, you're in a room like for probably with people you don't know, or maybe one or two but there's a lot of people in the room, and then this happens. It's like, do you explain it then? Do you like, by the way, sorry, like I can't control it. It may fart. I'm sorry. I have an
Yeah.
ostomy. And like, do we use that in the moment to like educate people? Because I think we do, because sometimes, you never know when somebody might be in a room, they let one go, and then they have to like feel like they have to explain it. But if more people knew that that's just what maybe some people are dealing with. It's not easy to judge when it's having control versus people like us who don't have any control over it. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, very true. Yeah.
Have you ever had a funny or unexpected ostomy moment that you do laugh about now?
Um, I don't really know, to be honest. I
Can't
mean,
think
I
of
know
one.
sorry.
You can't think of one off the top of your head.
No, no, I can't. No, I mean, apart from maybe I'll say, um, no, no, I just
Yeah.
generally can't think of one.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So, what message do you hope that people can take away after hearing some of the things that you had to say?
I think if people hear it from a person from if it's a person who has maybe a few years of experience or maybe a whole years of experience, obviously for me, you, or for the people that's on the group watching now,
Mhm.
um, and I think um, if you let's say a person who's kind of recently just been diagnosed and just kind of said that they've had these issues and now that they have a stoma bag and everything, I think that if they gain up the confidence to maybe search up uh, uh, different community groups
Mhm.
like this one, then I believe then you'll find some really good people from all over the world,
Yeah.
and they've gone through what you've experienced, they've gone through what you've kind of suffered through, and then you can then have the help from the older generation,
Yeah.
or even from people who's maybe middle aged like me. Well, I'll say middle aged, but whatever.
Middle age. You're like
Um,
you could be my child.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I wish. Uh,
You're young. You're young.
well, yeah, but not that young. I mean, I'm only 24.
You could be my child.
But yeah, I mean, I think if they go through, if they talk just to one person, if it's me or you or anyone else, and they believe that if they and if they have any questions or
Mhm.
any doubts or anything, just don't be afraid to ask. Just kind of,
Yeah.
I know it might seem terrifying at first, obviously for me, for the first few years of my life, but I think just kind of talk to someone that you know, or maybe a family member or a friend that's maybe had the bag, maybe that
Mhm.
they've known. So yeah, just talk to anyone, talk
Yeah.
to anyone that you want, and then they can hopefully give you the questions or the answers.
That's great. Let's see. So we have a few comments here. So
Okay.
Arabella says a therapist is great, but also help me with dealing with my ostomy as well. Doing a great job with your music and band. That's what Arabella says. And Arabella says, I feel when you're transparent, it becomes so much easier when quote unquote things happen. That's right.
Hmm.
And that's true. You had a lot of good truths in there about the um community, right? Like finding your communities and really, diving into that. And I don't know if you saw today's post. Dwayne came up with this idea. And if you saw today's post, it was called Wildcard Wednesday. And it was about people putting in, their kind of things that they deal with and that other people can relate to, and people can go back and say, same, I also feel that way. I also feel that way. And while it's hard to bring up these emotions or see people going through what they're going through, it's
Yeah.
also nice to know that other people also feel that same way. And
Hmm.
it's easy to act like everything's okay and stuff it down. But when we talk about these things and bring them to the group, and other people can see, yes, I also go through that and I struggle with that. These are the connections that we're trying to make. And like you said, also, Nathan, about us being across the world from each other. Like this brings tears to my eyes. Like it is so beautiful that we can connect, and you're over in the United Kingdom and I'm in here in United States in Minnesota, and we can still have these conversations. We can share ideas and tips. You can tell me about the differences in your country versus my country. And it's just a really beautiful thing, I think, right? And so
Yeah,
with
I think it's very empowering, I think.
it's empowering. Yeah, you are right. And the other thing too is like um with some of these people who are posting about some of these things that really bring them down, I just wanted to say is like I feel you. I see your pain. I can't always comment on everything, but like I really, if I could take everybody's pain away, I would. And I think Nathan, you're probably the same way. And knowing that you're not alone is so important. And I really, really want everybody to keep being there for each other and keep showing up for each other in this manner, right? Like that's what these Facebook groups are for. They're there to meet people and be able to connect and share all this information and share the love, right? Because we know then we aren't, we're not just one person out here meandering in the world alone. We have people all over the world experiencing it. And that doesn't always help with everything, but I think if we can help, a majority of people in that sense to knowing they're not alone and to knowing they're loved, to knowing they're seen, they're understood, and to being that rock and that support is huge. So I just wanted to send some good vibes out to everybody who sending those good vibes out to everybody who's feeling pretty sad and down and that kind of thing. And then I had one more announcement. I wanted everybody to start thinking and planning in a year from now, in a year from this coming August, is the UOAA's 2026 United Ostomy Association of America conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I wanted everybody to really start thinking about, again, that community. Like, it's so great to meet each other online here, but like, could you imagine us all also coming together and being in the same rooms and learning together and sharing meals together and like having that
Yeah.
experience would be so good. And I know it's expensive for people, right? Traveling is expensive. A lot of people are on, disability and that kind of thing. So I know for you, Nathan, it'd be a lot more expensive, but thinking about the people here in the United States, like if you started putting away like $100 to $150 a month, which is a lot as well. But if you did, I mean, it would be a great vacation. It'd be a great way to meet each other. I want to meet everybody like that would want to come. I think it would just be so fun and so exciting to get together. So start thinking about that. And that's not a pressure sale or anything. That's just me like really wanting everybody to be there because I love our Facebook groups. I love how we all show up for each other. It'd be so amazing to meet each other in person as well. And then Arabella says you're in North Carolina? I didn't know she was. She also said leaks and malfunctions, going back to basic and examining where the leakage is coming from. I think problem solved. Wearing white pants today. Hey, you go, girl. You're wearing white pants. That's good. It's amazing. But yeah, anything else, Nathan, as we close out?
Well, I mean, from the first kind of meeting that we had, it was obviously cut short, obviously due to the technical difficulties, but
Right.
also due to me forgetting because of my bad memory of the other small little things I wanted to talk about,
Hmm?
if that was okay.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, okay. I think another important thing, if anyone maybe that was, well, if you include obviously from my age when I was growing up through secondary school, the thing that I wanted to do in life was become a professional footballer,
Mm,
which obviously that you guys call soccer,
yes.
um, but um, but, but uh, but either way. But yeah, so I wanted to become that, but I thought I could do it, but then I knew had that kind of thought in the back of my mind because I had my bag, is that going to be an issue or not? But obviously, because football players obviously only wear shirt and shorts. In For no matter what the weather is, if it's hot and sunny as it's been for the past few days, or if it's really cold and blustery through the winter, and I've through the summer that's fine. Obviously, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
But through the winter months and when it's like probably like 5 degrees or -5 or whatever, that's like well,
Mm.
absolutely terrible. Um, and it feels like that you're in that I mean, if you're playing outside in just shirt and shorts, you'll feel like you're in a freaking ice cube. But yeah, so I thought at first it wasn't going to be an issue, but then I realized it was an issue of due
Mhm.
to the first few weeks or the first short months, I experienced kind of bloating in my bag.
Mm,
And that was obviously not from anything that I've ate or drank or anything. It was due to the fact of the coldness from the air coming into my
yeah,
stomach, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically from um I mean for I think maybe I've spoke about it before to maybe to some other people before I even joined up in this group anyway. And if anyone wants to, I think before when they kind of said about it to me, or I've just kind of said it to them, I think I just said, "Oh, just due to some medical issues, I can't play football anymore." So,
Sure, sure.
um, so it was hard. I think maybe at first, but I think now I just think the just to get on with it. I mean, because I try to kind of combat that issue by like I have my like say sh short sleeve shirt, and
Yeah.
then I'll have underneath for like two or maybe two long sleeve shirts
Mhm.
underneath to to try and
Yeah.
help. But that didn't help either.
No. No.
So I thought, what's the point? So I had to
Yeah.
quit.
That's okay. Sometimes we have to wonder what the blessing in disguise is sometimes for some of those things. Um,
Yeah.
and maybe it's just maybe you are meant to do something in the soccer world, football, soccer. Maybe you're meant to do something in that setting. It's just maybe not actually playing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But I think, well, I mean, if anyone wants to be to within the football world, I think, I mean, for me, I mean, I don't know much. Well, I mean, I know a few bits about it, obviously, because I mean, I watch every single week,
Yeah.
um, but I don't, I mean, for a person that's probably in the actual business itself, they would know much more than what I do.
Sure.
So I think it'll be, who knows? I mean, maybe one day something could come up and I could be within that industry, but hey, who knows?
You're young. You have time.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, what else would you like to say to close this off with as we close down our meeting today? Because we're gonna have a part three with you for sure. We have to keep
Oh,
up.
really?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We of course we'll have to have a part three.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to
Yeah.
follow you. We want to follow your journey for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't expect that. Okay. Um, I think obviously for that will save a lot of time for me to kind of see what else I've kind of put
Yeah.
in my little thing as well. So then to speak about the future, um, but yeah, I think maybe just to end it off, probably for now, is to thank everyone. I think who's obviously not just in this group, but also to everyone else around the world, is to know that you're not alone. I
Yeah.
think just kind of know that if if you haven't found us yet,
Mhm.
please do. I
Yeah.
think, and if whenever from a day that you want to come out and just kind of say what your issues are, and when you feel confident and when you feel kind of not pressured in
Mhm.
order to do it, then yeah, then please do. I think there's only the best way to help is to talk about your issues.
Yeah.
That's what I've experienced and that's what I've learned throughout my life. So I think obviously and then that will help everyone else. I mean, I've seen so many for different things when I started my kind of like my Instagram account with the bag stuff.
Mhm.
And I've seen so much like not just from my issues, but also from other issues like from um, chronic illness, which another friend who actually lives in America, I can't remember exactly where, but her name is Dana,
Mhm.
and she lives through pain and stuff like that, and it's hard for when I see her posts and
Yeah.
sometimes, and then she makes little stories and of little videos, and then I've seen obviously another girl called Emma. She's obviously been through well a hell lot and
Mhm.
probably even more than me. Um, and she obviously not just obviously has the bag, but also that she has a feeding tube as well.
Mhm.
So it was so it's like, I mean, all that kind of it's not like, say, that's one obviously the bags on your stomach, but also the
Yeah.
other like feeding tube is obviously is like for elsewhere, but it's
Yeah.
not, it's actually like taped onto us
Yeah.
stomach basically.
Yeah.
So so that was kind of a bit of like a wow moment,
Yeah. Yeah.
of like a little surprise.
Right.
But I think, just from that experience, I mean, I've appreciated what I've had and
Yeah.
what I've been through and what I can know from what my experience, so that I can help the
Yeah.
younger generation, or even the older generation,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know.
There's plenty of
So
people. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Plenty of people to help. Yeah. Well,
so I
thank you,
just think,
Nathan.
yeah.
This is so amazing. You did such a good job, and I love it. And I love your message, and I love that you're spreading the love.
Oh, thank you very much, and I love you
Yes.
too.
All right. Well, we will be chatting soon.
Thank you very much. See
Thanks,
you guys.
Nathan. Bye.